Thanks, Leslie. Hi, everybody. How you doing today? You get enough chicken, food? Everybody well fed? Okay, good. My name is Todd Callen, and I am a sales surgeon. I help business owners grow their sales by listening and diagnosing, and then actually doing the surgery, executing against what they need to grow their business. Now, I do that as a fractional leader. So that means I'm an outsourced sales VP, and I come in and help businesses run their sales so the business owners don't have to worry about it, and they can focus on what they're good at, which is their business. So today, let me just get started by asking you, show of hands, who here is, or when you were working, in the sales profession? Who's in sales? Okay, I see a good number. And then by default, raise your hand if you're not in sales. You're maybe services or something else that... Okay. I would actually respectfully make the argument that you're all in sales. And of course, you could probably cheat and see the title and have come to that conclusion. And the reality is, if you've ever accepted compensation or some kind of service in return for the work that you do, the legal advice, the real estate that you sold, the teaching, then you are in sales. So again, I would argue we're all in sales, either professionally or personally. Have you ever proposed or been proposed to or been in a personal relationship where you actually had to present a side of yourself to someone that you were hoping would perceive you in a much more attractive light? Have you ever tried to get a career promotion, a better job, professionally tried to allow yourself to look a certain way and appear a certain way? And then, of course, legal advice, business consultants, people who provide services are providing help and their experience and expertise in exchange for, obviously, compensation. And then, of course, there's those of us that open for business. Maybe it's a retail store or something else, and we're waiting for customers to come. So at the end of the day, I would say we're all in sales. My son last night, my son Dylan, 14 years old, said, "Dad, that's not true. What about a chef? The chef is not in sales." I said, "Well, does the chef get paid for the meal that he or she prepares?" "Yes." Then we're all in sales. But unfortunately, and this is the shame of it, if we're all in sales, none of us get the proper sales training. Right? We walk around using sales skills that we don't know how to use because no one's trained us in it. But we can get trained in anything else. Right? If I wanted to get a law degree, I go to law school and I get a law degree. I can get an MBA. I actually have an MBA if I want to learn about business. I can go to Harvard Medical School. I couldn't. I didn't have the grades. But if you had the grades, you could go to Harvard Medical School and get a medical degree. You could go to specialized training and learn how to repair appliances, right? Dishwashers or washing machines or what have you. But none of us really go through sales training, and even sales professionals, those who work for an organization and were hired to actually sell, oftentimes don't get sales training. They're expected to know how to sell out of the gate. That's why I hired you. You're a salesperson. So we are deficiently short on allowing and enabling people to be good at this. And because of that, sales gets a bad rap, right? We have been conditioned in life to think about a salesperson irritating us, right? Reaching out, being annoying. "Hey, just listen to me. I want to sell you something. Are you listening? I just want to get you in this car." Right? He's tuned me out. So we have this impression of salespeople as those that are trying to persuade us to do something or buy something that we don't want to. Okay? And unfortunately, that is the complete opposite of what a good sales professional or even a good salesperson would do. So today, I want to go through 5 skills, attributes, misconceptions about sales that hopefully will benefit all of you, either professionally or personally. These are skills and attributes I've been teaching to my salespeople for 25 years, and tend to be misconceptions about sales that generally people aren't aware of that should benefit you. Okay? So number 1, sales is about you, not me. So I'll say it again, it's about you, not me. So again, if I call him and say, "I've got a deal for you, I really want to sell you something, I want to put you in this car, it's all about me," and it's really turning everybody off, right? Ian, earlier today, we were talking, and he's talking about his back. His back's bothering him. So if he goes to the doctor and says, "Doc, my back is killing me," and the doc says, "Let me tell you about my degree. Let me tell you about the dissertation I did. Boy, did I have an exciting internship when I was younger. Let me tell you all about it." He'd say, "Doc, that's great, but my back is killing me. Come on." We don't want to hear that, right? It's about the other person. And it's not about our product or service as it sits today. It's about what our product or service does to enable you to be successful, you to be happy, you to relieve your pain. you to do well financially. All the services we provide, all the work that we do is about you. So that's one sort of general concept that's really important and an overarching one as you engage with customers and even in your personal life. And closely tied to that is that sales is about listening, not talking. So we think about, again, the pesky salesperson who doesn't want to let you get a word in edgewise and wants to keep talking until he or she wears you down and gets you to buy his product or service. But at the end of the day, we can't sell anything, including our services, if we don't know what problem we're solving, right? If I diagnose Ian and say he needs surgery next Thursday, and I haven't asked him any questions, I've really been negligent in my profession. And if you think about the people in your relationships that you're most drawn to, maybe it's your dating, maybe it's your spouse, when you were talking to people or dating people and they talked all about themselves, were you attracted to those people? Are those the kinds of people you were drawn to? Or was it the people that showed an interest in you, asked questions about you? Over my career in sales meetings, a lot of times the business owner will say to me, Todd, why should I go with you? Why are you going to solve my problem? How do I know that you're the right fit for my business? And my answer is, I don't know that. I haven't asked you any questions. I don't know anything about your business yet. But if you'll spend time with me, I will find out and dig more into your business, understand it, and then make a determination if I can help you. And if I can't, I'll be honest and maybe refer you to somebody that can help you. But if anybody comes in and says they can solve your problem without asking questions, then they are not listening. They're talking. And if you think about your own careers, whether it's consulting or legal or medicine, you have to ask questions in order to get a response. Okay, number 3, sales is not about selling the product or service that you have in front of you today. It's about painting a picture of a future state that that product or service enables. So if I'm a real estate agent and I'm trying to sell a house, am I selling the plywood and the plumbing, and you should look at the electrical wiring, it'll knock you out, right? No, I'm saying imagine yourself with your kids and the dog that you don't have yet, okay, in the yard playing with a hammock in the back. Oh, I can see that. Right, I'm going to buy a nice car. Do we hover over the engine for 20 minutes, looking at all the specifications about the engine? No, the salesperson puts the top down, throws the music on, puts me in the car and says, imagine yourself in this car. Woo! This is the life I want, right? So when we used to sell, as a sales team, a product, I would tell my salespeople, don't talk about the product. Don't talk about it, okay? Talk about where they'll be 6 months from now. Imagine your business with higher revenue, fewer returns, quicker time to market, beating your competitors. Oh, that sounds good. Great, we can take you there. How do you do that? I have a product that does that, right? The product is an enabler. As I told my wife Kelly years ago, would you like a life full of love, happiness, and laughter? She said, I sure would. I said, well, then marry me and I'll take you there. And it worked. She's here today. Paint the picture of the future state. Okay, now I knew I'd get a reaction here. It's not unintentional that I put Freddie Freeman here. Okay, right? Sales is about time management, okay? And about finding the right fit. So what does this mean and why is that picture up there? Freddie Freeman is arguably the best hitter in baseball, right? His batting average hovers somewhere around 300. What does that mean? That means that 70% of the time, 70% of the time that Freddie Freeman goes to bat, he strikes out, gets an out, doesn't get any kind of productive hit. 70%. But what's he waiting for? He's waiting for the 30% of the time that he finds that pitch that he wants, and then he executes, and then he helps his team win. Sales is very much the same way, okay? 90% of the time, unless you're fortunate enough to get referrals that are always spot on, if you're doing any kind of outbound work, 90% of the time, you're talking to people that aren't a good fit. You're talking to people that are not the right fit for you. But to get to the 10% that are, you have to talk to those 90%. So you have to be efficient, you have to ask the right questions, and you have to be honest with yourself to allow yourself to say, this is not a good fit for me, okay? And it wouldn't be a good fit for them. So it's always good to say, this is how I do business, this is how I engage with my clients, does this sound like a fit for you? And I'm sure you've all worked with clients professionally that either didn't have the money or the inclination. Maybe you took them on and found out, oh, what did I do? I'm doing all this work, I'm not getting paid, this is the worst client ever. Right? Up front, we need to do a better job of qualifying that. And like Freddie does, it's okay, wait for that pitch that's spot on, then take your swing. Sometimes bad salespeople and bad sales trainers give you the impression that a good salesperson can sell anything to anyone, right? We've all heard that. Oh, he could sell anything to anyone. That's actually not true. Maybe once in a while you can. But sales is not about pushing you to buy something you don't want to buy. It's about looking for and qualifying the right opportunity. And when I find that person, then let's talk. Okay? And finally, sales is about asking for the relationship, not the sale. Okay, so we're taught to ask for the sale. Bring a pen. Get them to sign on the dotted line. I would argue that we're not asking for the sale, we're asking for the relationship. What's the difference? A relationship is a partnership. A sale is a transaction. A relationship is a partnership. A sale is a transaction. Meaning, have any of you been sold by a salesperson something where you bought it, signed on, committed, and then a few weeks later you had an issue. You called the salesperson, doesn't call me back. Can't get an email back. Don't hear from them. I get a call from a third-level customer support person, right? I've lost this guy sold me and he's disappeared. That's a transaction, and that's not good business. What we want are partnerships, and we want a continued relationship with our customers so that over time, not only do they buy more, but they refer us into other opportunities where we can build our business. A good salesperson spends more time with their clients after the sale than they do during the sales cycle, okay? So I'm going to give you guys one more opportunity now to answer this question, okay? Who's in sales? We're all in sales.